PSA does. Old ladies. I'm just joking. We're going to get him in here. He's also known as Count Dracula in this area because of all his warrantless blood draws. When he gets in here, I got a constitution. I'm going to find out if I even pull it out. I'll be like, ah! I'll be like, ha-ha! Back, creature of the night. Back into your resting place. And he'll be like, oh. It'll be like a cartoon. He'll run through the wall like a cutout of his body. Watch, when I get him in here, I'm going to go, what about this, Chief? Hold the Constitution. He'll be like, ah! All right, Tarpley, I got to get you back up here in the near future. I'm going to have a nice interview with the police chief. He's a very charming, nice person in many respects. They say Beelzebub is as well. But anyways, he has a lot of courage to come in here and talk to me because he is a smart guy. Maybe he's right. Maybe the New World Order is good. But anyways, he's coming in here. Tarpley, you've got the floor. Okay, so you're getting into what really happened with Pearl Harbor. My whole issue is, you know about the 5 midget subs that were trying to attack that morning and still the stand down went forward? I think it's worse than just bungling here, Webster.
Yeah, but look, you're dealing with Kimmel and Short, who don't want to fight. They're not interested in fighting fascism. And you can compare Short, right, his lack of air defense, you can compare that to a guy who did want to fight fascism. General Claire Chennault of the Flying Tigers was able to defend, like, Rangoon, Burma, the same month as Pearl Harbor, with very few aircraft, 10, 20, 30 Flying Tigers. He was able to inflict very serious losses on Japanese attackers, and he had been doing that even for the Chinese. He organized the air defense of Shanghai, China in 1937, 1938, and got the same kind of results. So you could have defended the island, except you needed to have the Chennault mentality, which was, we want to fight fascism, and we trust the people. We're willing to trust the average Chinese.
Yeah, but the Flying Tigers were sent there covertly to fight the Japanese.
Yeah, but even before the Flying Tigers, there's Chennault as an individual is an advisor to Chiang Kai-shek, and he organizes the air defense of Chinese cities. Very interesting thing. But
no,
now,
I'm not saying that was a bad thing. I think the Japanese were out of control. It's just, let's be honest, they let them attack the ships to get us into the war, yeah, and you're acting like Roosevelt was floating around playing harps up on some cloud.
Wait a minute. It's not Roosevelt. This is the fraud. The idea that Roosevelt is a conspiracy. Roosevelt is the target of the conspiracy. And here's the conspiracy now. The people in Washington, if you see that your guys in Hawaii are bungling and they don't get it, you got to get on the horn and tell them, hey, bozos, snap to, get yourself going, right? We're talking about a war warning here, and you're thinking about sabotage or submarines. Who blocks that? Admiral Richmond K. Turner in the Navy Department. And he's really the dominant.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe it was bungling, because they did stop all 5 of the Japanese subs. Some of those. This was an hour before. You go on total alert when Japanese subs are invading the island.
Except there's no alert. In other words, they would have had 1 or 2 hours of warning, except there's no alert. And they have radar warning, and there's no alert.
Now, that's a stand-down, Webster. It's not bungling.
It's a stand-down, yeah. By who? By the commanders who are there. And they're bunglers because they're essentially soft on fascism. They don't want
How do you bungle when submarines an hour and a half before are in battles with anti-submarine ships?
They refuse to call an alert, right? Short.
You got submarines attacking, you don't call an alert? That's not bungling, Webster.
That's what they did. That's
not bungling, Webster. You got 5 submarines attacking an hour and a half before, and they don't. And they don't do an alert.
Radar. You've got radar coming in, and the guy says, "Don't worry about it."
We're going to have to debate this. We're going to have to debate this next week. I hear you, Webster. I appreciate you joining us. There he is, Art Acevedo, Austin Police Chief, and I have here the holy water and the cross. We're going to see if it touches his skin, the Constitution. I'm told that it will literally burn through his body. Straight ahead. Stay with us. Okay, folks, we're going to get Art Acevedo in here, the Austin Police Chief, here in just a moment, and go over a lot of different issues with him. I really appreciate his community outreach program. Let's just bring him on in right now. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He is Darth Vader is entering the building. Hey, good to see you, Chief. He just blew the door off like when Darth Vader captures Princess Leia. Yeah. The door goes, stormtroopers came running through.
Yeah.
Now, listen, you know what this is right here?
Citizens Rule Book.
It's got a Constitution in it.
All right, can I have it?
Bill of Rights. You can.
Is it my gift?
Hold on,
I'll read it.
I thought you'd like go, ah!
Oh, I'm all about the Constitution.
Because you know your nickname in Austin now. The Vampire.
I know, the Vampire Cop. That's from your friend John Bush gave me that, didn't he? Or did you do that?
I don't know. It's just that you have the blood draws at the checkpoints. Here,
we don't have checkpoints.
Here you go.
Thank you. It's a nice book.
That's subversive material
really
right there. Chief, I hope that's fluoride-free water you're drinking.
It is. It is fluoride.
Oh, only the Ozarka for Kids is fluoride.
Oh, this doesn't have fluoride.
No, I know. It's good, but the Ozarka brand for kids does.
How you been doing? I haven't seen you in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
I know. Last time I saw you were outside my window calling me a communist. That really hurt my feelings.
Really?
Yes. I don't like communists. That's why I'm in the United States.
I know, but isn't a police state? I mean, isn't that kind of what the communists do?
Yeah. But there is no judge or jury, man. You just you disappear.
Oh, have you heard about the new National Defense Authorization Act where the military is going to be on the streets?
That's news to me. Here we go.
No, I'm serious. We'll print it off for you. You didn't hear about the bill where they want to use the military?
Not yet.
Have you heard about the TSA wanting to run checkpoints on the highways and starting it?
No, I haven't heard that yet.
What is your view of that?
Well, I mean, I have to get more information, but I think that if somebody's going to do that, that's what we have the local police for. There's a specific need. I don't think we need TSA to do it, but who knows? I don't know.
Isn't that a violation of the 10th Amendment to have? I mean, that's outside the Fed's jurisdiction.
Well, depends what the checkpoints are for, but the bottom line is I'd have to get more information. But
checkpoints aren't good, though. Aren't those unconstitutional?
Depends on what checkpoints you're talking about. I mean, DWI checkpoints have been held constitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court. Driver's license checkpoints have been held constitutional. But there are some parameters that you have to follow in most states.
What, does it stop everybody?
No, it is. You have to advertise them. For example, DWI checkpoints. I mean, DWI checkpoints, if you really think about them, they're actually, if you really think about them, if they're done right, they're really voluntary.
Why do you have to advertise them?
That's some of the requirements in most states that have them.
So if Germany would have advertised checkpoints, it'd have been good then?
No, the checkpoints they had were not. Well, they're looking for specific people based on their race, just to. In many cases, and religion. In many cases,
here it's just going to be if you love freedom and are a patriot. Because you get those federal training manuals where it says libertarians, conservatives, returning veterans are the #1 terror threat.
I have not seen it.
You have to.
I have not, Jones. And your listeners, they'll end up thinking I have. I have not seen them. But, I actually, what's really interesting, people don't realize, I actually listen to you. My wife, it drives her crazy. She says, you're depressing.
I know your family left Cuba because you don't like communism.
Absolutely.
So it was mainly a joke when I was out bullhorning you.
I know, but
because I thought I could see you through the windows. I thought that was you up there, so I was like,
no, I wasn't there that day. But
you just watched the videos. Later.
I watched the video. Yeah. Big
Brother.
You're Big Brother. You're on the internet. You're everywhere. You're the true Big Brother. I'm just Art Acevedo, the one chief trying to keep people safe.
No, I know. Well, I mean, you have been doing overall a pretty good job.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I mean, you've been actually going after people when they do, cops that do bad things. That's good.
Well, you have to. I think that a democracy, you have to police within the realm of the Constitution. You have to, and what's interesting is some of the guys that, I remember having a meeting with some guys, and I won't say their names, I don't want to embarrass them, but they came in, they said they didn't believe in the Constitution. Well, unfortunately, that's the book we follow, and so...
Really? Who came in and said they didn't believe in it?
I don't want to say it.
Austin police or the feds?
No, it was I would say it was people that don't trust the government, a group that started the conversation with myself and David Carter. I don't know if you've met David, our chief of staff, that they didn't believe in the Constitution. And my response to them was, well, then I guess our meeting will be very short because we try to do everything consistent with the Constitution.
Well, stay there, police chief. Art Acevedo is our guest. Thanks for coming in.
You may be arrested.
Alex Jones.
Well, Austin Police Chief Art Acevedo is really nice to come in studio with us. He's been a really busy guy, and it's part of his outreach with the population. That's basically, of course, the New World Order's enemy. But it's good for their psyops to come in and act friendly with us. And so I'm just teasing. I know you're a nice guy.
Yeah,
That's why I got him the tar and feather kit. This is just for Police Chief Art Acevedo. All right, I'm going to stop roasting him in a minute. Here we go. Folks actually mailed this to me, and they actually sell these on the internet. Tar and feather kit, that's what they did to the British bureaucrats that violated people's rights and liberties. And I've been wondering what to do with it, and I saw it there on the table today when Art Acevedo was coming in, so I thought, it's got real tar and feathers, and say next Halloween you can go out on 6th Street as part of community outreach and maybe tar and feather.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll hold on to that. We'll put it right here. That looks good.
And then lastly, I've got you some raw milk.
Oh, I love milk.
Raw milk from San Antonio right here. Now, transporting this across state lines is illegal. So you're not leaving Austin for the next few days.
What's the date today?
You're not about it. Oh,
No, that's enough. What's the date today?
We got it a couple days ago. It stays good for like weeks.
It's December 6th. Does that mean that's the day it was... Is that the expiration date?
No, that's when it came out of the cow.
Okay. All right. I love milk. Are you setting me up?
No. Oh, God forbid it be bad and he gets sick and thinks it's a setup. No. I noticed the glass I tried to give him, he didn't take. He gave that to me.
That's very good. I love milk.
Do you think it's good the feds are raiding people that are producing this all over the country?
I have no idea. It's milk to me, man. I mean, to me,
this is pretty extreme. I think we should have checkpoints to stop people drinking this. Want us to send you home with it? It's good. Give it to the missus.
It's not good for the waistline.
I bet your son would like it.
It's not good for the waistline.
Well, your son, he's a couple years old. He can have this.
Yeah, leave it right there.
We'll get
it later.
No, we're going to give you the... All right, I'm going to stop it.
That's really good.
Look, I'm trying to be witty, and you know I'm not witty.
You can
go ahead. You're mad at me for the communist comment. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not mad. It's just like I just know. I think you know. We may not agree on everything, but I think you know that I may be misguided in your eyes, but you know my heart's in the right place. And what I'm trying to do is keep people safe, which is what our officers are trying to do, and just trying to keep Boston the cool, livable city it is. It's a great place to live and work, and I don't want it to become another major American city where people are getting gunned down left and right, and you know some things. I think you got really upset about that gun show thing, where I think that kind of spun out of control. We really didn't shut anything down. The owner himself decided to shut that down. It was not the police department. That's what you were upset about.
Well, we talked to the folks that were at the meetings, though. It wasn't the Austin Police Department. The feds
the ATF
basically told them and intimidated them into it.
But you know what? Listen, I came from a state that's really very strict on gun ownership laws and concealed carry and stuff. That's California. To one that's a little bit much more progressive, probably one of the most progressive in the country. And I am completely a convert. You know, the thought of people driving around with guns in their cars made me very nervous when I first got here. But I really believe that responsible gun ownership, which is what Texas has demonstrated by, making sure that people, number one, don't have psychological issues, true psychological issues, or that they're not involved in criminal enterprises, that absent that law-abiding Americans should be able to bear arms and buy weapons. And the problem that I see, and I think that people that support the right to bear arms needs to be careful of, is when you have straw purchasers that show up at these gun shows, they buy a bunch of guns, and then they go out and they sell them to criminals, to crooks, to people that are going to do the drive-by shooting.
But as long as I have my guns to defend myself,
right.
I mean, look at Chicago, New York, highest crime rates because only the criminals have the guns.
Right.
You're never going to stop the criminals from having guns. I mean, I would never say take guns from police. I'm always more guns for police. People get mad about police getting semi-automatic and automatic weapons. I say good. I mean, my whole issue is more guns, less crime. But, I mean, let's look at Fast and Furious. A couple years ago with the gun show debacle, I was pointing out that was an ATF setup, and now we know that those were, and the ATF has been shipping guns into Mexico to then blame the Second Amendment. What's your view of Fast and Furious?
Well, I think that you got to be very careful that when you put something in the hands of the wrong people, or try to introduce a firearm that doesn't end up in the wrong hands. And I think that common sense would dictate that if we are shipping weapons to Mexico that end up in the narco traffickers' hands, that are now executing police officers and innocent people and all kinds of people in Mexico, that they're on the verge of a civil war down there if they don't really get it together. I don't think was smart.
Well, the feds got caught lying to Congress. They weren't just allowing some to be sold; they were shipping them in. Yeah. And then, did you hear about Sinaloa? And national security got declared on it in Chicago. Sinaloa was allowed